If you guys can go into the Telegram chat and just let everybody know we're getting ready to get started to hop on. Let everybody know, hop on. We are getting started. Yes. 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 Calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. It's webinar night. My daughter said, calm down. Calm down, mommy. Calm down. It's webinar night. What are you talking about over there? Hey, Karen. I know I'm supposed to be talking loud. I'm excited.
Calm down, then.
Hey, Pat. Hey, guys. So we are now tuning live. Thanks for everyone who's actually able to come out this evening. I'm so grateful for you all. And it's 7 minutes after 7. For all of those that don't know, my name is Amanda Ray. I am the founder of Successful Solution Method. And I decided we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. We are here to talk about SSM, this great platform that we have so many people a part of, 2,500 members, over $1 million in payouts. Yes.
Calm down.
Over $1 million in payouts, guys. And we are teaching our students. We are teaching our students how to be successful online, how to run a successful online business. And we're going to talk about how you can get involved. People are like, what are these tasks that they're completing? What is this incentivized program? What is this branding platform? Why are so many people joining? Is it all from all over the world? And yes, people from everywhere are coming into SSM and having much success. But not only that, learning so much about the online space. And it is so refreshing. Why? Because so many people are lost. They're lost because they've been trying so hard to earn online and they've been failing. So now they're in a place where they have hope. They see a light at the end of the tunnel. People are getting paid. People are branding themselves. People have people coming to them from every which way, wanting to know how did they do it. And we are here to show people the way. This is truly a movement, And I'm just so excited about what we have to offer the average person that's out there. Right now is a great time to get into this opportunity. Why? Because we're going into our peak season. For those that don't know, it's a great thing for online marketers. It is a great thing. It's right around the corner. A couple of days we'll be going into the new year, and it's extremely exciting. So just a little bit of information about me, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I've been in the online industry, the online space, since 2015. After having no success at all, I decided to go out and get a mentor. Why? Because I wanted to learn how people were earning full-time online. I was tired of working for other people. I was tired of feeling like at any given moment, someone can come and take away my livelihood. And that's where I was at. I was at a place where it was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. The income that I had was really good, but someone else was in control of that income. And that was scary for me. That was extremely frightening. And to the point I was sick. Thinking about it made me sick. Okay. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take things into my own hands. I'm going to learn the online space. And if I learn the online space, I'm going to teach others how to be successful online. I'm going to teach them all of the things that I've learned over the years on how to be successful. And that's what I'm doing. I realize that it's easier than you think. It does take some work. It takes some consistency. Sometimes I have to whip out the belt because I'm hard on you guys, but it's for a reason, because we need to be going 100 miles per hour when we start business. It's really important. You know, some people want to come and play with it. They want to kind of like treat it like a hobby. They want to kind of be in and kind of out. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. you know, one eye open, one eye closed. And I'm like, nope, you're either going to be all in or you're going to be all out. We don't want people that are halfway in and halfway out. And you know what's so funny? For some people, that's a turnoff. And for some people, they love it. But you know what? That's what I needed. And I know that's what works. You know, sometimes even as adults, we need that extra push, right? We all need it. Whether it's with your online business, losing weight, being more responsible, whatever it is, we all need that push. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to push people outside of their comfort zone, let them know that there's someone out there waiting to hear their story, waiting to make money with them. You're that person. Are you ready for it? If you are, you're in the right place. In 2016, I had a mentor. A gentleman decided to take me by the hand, and he wasn't easy to work with. He wasn't one of those. He wasn't rubbing me on the back. He wasn't patting me and telling me it was going to be okay. He was like, Amanda, you know what? You got to get to work. And you're going to need to do what I tell you to do if you want to be successful. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do exactly what you tell me to do. And one of the things I realized, it wasn't easy because there was plenty of nights where I was wondering if what I was doing was correct. And I was doing it alone. It was just him and I. And sometimes it was just me. And I wasn't for sure. And that's frustrating. Not only that, there was a lot of days that went by where I made absolutely nothing, but I decided I was going to keep pushing forward. So I started a 90-day blitz, and that changed my life. Okay. 90 days of, you know, really getting in a chair, putting on the seatbelt and getting to work, right? For 90 days straight. And within my first 90 days, I had made some money. I had my first $1,000 day, and I was extremely excited because I knew that if I could make my first dime online, I knew where that could take me, and that was just enough. You know, I feel like a lot of people in this industry, they're not appreciative of every single dollar. I'm that person. I appreciate every $5, $10 that came in, because that made me feel like I was closer to my goal. And I realized how important it was because there were so many people in the online space that was making absolutely nothing. Okay. So if I made $100, if I made $400, if I made $50, $25, I was grateful, because that means that somebody pulled out their credit card and joined my opportunity. Okay. Another thing I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of people take the easy way out. There's no easy way. If it comes too easy, guess what? It's going to leave as easy as it came through the door. That's a fact. And that's what happened. When I first got into the industry, I handed someone $15,000. They said they was going to make me $150,000. I believed it. I was stupid. That was stupid. I was looking for the easy way out. And guess what? That $15,000 sent me into deep depression. I was eating oodles and noodles and tuna fish for like 3 months straight because my integrity, I was not about to not pay people back. That definitely was not going to happen, because I had family and friends that had joined an opportunity with me, people that loved me and cared about me. So I went ahead and I ate tuna fish, peanut butter and jelly, and oodles and noodles until I paid back every dime. And sometimes that's what you have to do. Now, what I can say is it was a learning experience, but if I can tell my story and help someone by not making those same mistakes, that's what I'm here to do. The company took off with my money. The website didn't work. There was tons of videos going around about this program being a scam. And it was just bad all the way around. Horrible. Okay. So once I started actually earning consistently online, there was just a lot of things that I had realized that I did that was incorrect. And there was a lot of signs, right? And sometimes because we are extremely vulnerable. You know, we want to earn, we want to get away from our job or whatever situation we're in. Sometimes we make bad decisions, right? Costly decisions. And that happened for me. And I just want other people to know that even if this is your story, which it is for a lot of people, there is a way out. There is a way to actually start to earn consistently, start to brand yourself, build the business the right way. And you can always start all over. I don't care how much money you lost. I don't care if it's $100 all the way to $10,000, $15,000. You can always start over, and you can always make, it can always be a better outcome, always. So don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Tonight I decided not to do a presentation. Okay, I'm not going to do a presentation tonight. What I want to do is basically just talk about the platform. Okay, and the reason why is because, like today, I was at the gym and people were reaching out to me about signing up, and they wanted to know more about the opportunity, or they've heard some things about the opportunity, and they're just like, I just really want to know, what are the tasks, these tasks that you guys complete, and how did that even really come about? So I want to talk about that as well. Through all the years of making money, and it wasn't the first year, it wasn't the second year, it was more like the third year, I just really realized that I was doing the same things consistently over and over and over again. And the more that I thought about it, it came to me that I was completing tasks. I was completing certain tasks that accumulated to equal up to a full-time income. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that when you are building your business online and you're in the online space, a lot of things that you're doing, or that the top marketers do is very consistent. Okay. And not only that, it's duplicatable. And that's the thing that I didn't understand in 2015. You know, I didn't really realize that a lot of people were doing the same thing until one day I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and I'm going to subscribe to all of the top marketers that I follow that have YouTube channels. I'm going to go and subscribe to their channels. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the notification bell. So every time that they put up a video, I'll get a notification that a video went up, right? And then I had a little notebook, because I love to write, guys. I had a friend that's like, you got a computer right in front of you. Why are you always pulling out the pen and paper? I just love to write, right? And not only that, it helps whatever's in here to get it here. That doesn't happen sometimes when it's on a computer. So I started to write, and I had a page for each marketer. And it's so funny. It took me only 30 days to realize that they were all doing the same exact thing. All of their videos went up around the same time. All of the videos, they were talking about the same exact things. All of their sales funnels were just about the same. When I went to their Facebook pages, they all looked exactly the same to some degree. There were certain things that they all had. And I'm like, that's when I realized, like, I can do this. Like, it helped boost up my self-esteem. And it was like, they're all doing the same thing. And then that's when I realized that what people were doing was duplicatable. It wasn't nothing out of the norm. And it wasn't something that I couldn't do. And then what I realized is that people that were online and successful, they were just adding their own spin, their own twist, their own character, their own personality to what was already there. And I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. And not only that, when I figure it out, I'm going to teach others how to do it. So I started using Facebook as an outlet. And the reason why, and I didn't believe this at first, listening to the wrong people, because I was listening to people when they were telling me that Facebook was saturated. People don't really make money on Facebook anymore because everybody's looking at the same people's stuff. Facebook is saturated. That was the thing. So I believe that. That was a belief in my head because people were saying it. Facebook is saturated. And then I realized that it wasn't the truth. It wasn't the truth. The people that was saying this just didn't have results because they weren't consistent or they wasn't using the platform the right way. And you know what? I was right, because Facebook allowed me to start earning multiple six figures online. So that goes to show you can't always listen to what other people are saying, especially people who are failing in the online space. And I was listening to a lot of people that weren't having success in the online space. And you know what? It was like, Amanda, how did you even listen to them from the beginning? Because we know for a fact that there are millions of users on Facebook, right? How can that ever get saturated? People from all over the world are using Facebook. And there are people creating new accounts on Facebook each and every single day. Why did I ever even believe that? So that just goes to show you that sometimes people say things that aren't true, and it depends on how much up here you're using to really believe it or not. So with that said, we use social media, and we don't use it the same way like the average person uses social media. And that's how we're making noise. That's how we're building our business. So the tasks that we complete. Okay, let's talk about that. In a chat box, if you are on a webinar for the first time, please put a 1 in the chat box. If you are on a webinar and this is your first time attending a webinar, please put a 1 in the chat box for me. Great. I'm happy you guys are here to hear this information. This is awesome. So another thing that I realized is that with Facebook, it was easy to use, extremely newbie friendly, right? And a lot of people don't think so. But I'm like, you know what? If I can break this down for people step by step and show them exactly what to do, it will be easy. And that's what I decided to do. So I started utilizing Facebook, and I decided that I'm not going to chase people. I'm not going to message people. I'm not going to spam people my link. I'm not going to go into Facebook group for hours and try to get people to join my business. Why? Because I've tried that and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It was, and I told you guys this story before, those who aren't new, I would be in Facebook groups for anywhere between 8 to 12 hours in a day, off and on throughout the day, to make $100 or $50 or sometimes nothing at all, right? And I'm like, someone was actually, this was a training in someone's platform that I purchased to do this, right? And I'm like, are people really doing this? They're in groups for 8 to 12 hours just to get one person to sign up with them. Like, is this really what's going on? And like, somebody's like, no, they just added that to the training to just kind of like beef it up. Like, what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to use something that's in the training just to beef it up. I want something that really works. So that's when I started to do my homework, and I started to realize that there's really an easy method that you can use on Facebook that will allow people to just come to you and attract people to you. And we use something called attraction marketing. Okay. So attraction marketing is when you have something that's attractive to the eye that people want. It draws them to you, right? And we create SSM based off of the attraction marketing formula, right? So just to go into some of the things that we do, we have these beautiful banners that's created by our in-house designer. We have a designer a graphic designer, graphic artist that does beautiful, he customized beautiful photos and things like that that's attractive to the eye, that gets people interested in what it is that we do. So what we do is we save these banners, right? And we post these banners. That's one of the things that we do. Those banners attract people to our webinars. What we're doing now is called attraction marketing. And what I love about it is because you don't have to speak to a single soul. You just send out a banner, put a banner up, and when people see it, they're drawn to it because it's beautiful And then because of the information that's on the banner, they want to know more about what it is that we are currently doing. Okay, so that's one of the things that we do. Now, another thing that we do is when we have the webinars as a member, we all attend the webinars, a percentage. You know, sometimes people miss it for the most part, but for the most part, people are here, but sometimes people do miss the webinars. But that's another thing that we do. One of the tasks that we complete is we join as many webinars as possible. Why? Because when people are together as one and there's a community, right? That is extremely attractive. When people come together, that's attractive. Attraction marketing. People feel good when they're around other people who have the same goals as them, who are inspired, who are motivated. That energy just produces positivity and results, right? So what we do is we have weekly webinars, and these webinars that we all attend is extremely inviting, and it is attractive to the person who's watching. So that's another thing that we do. We attend these webinars. Another thing that we do is we have live trainings, right? And they're also recorded, but we also attend trainings. And trainings normally happen once a week. Why do we have trainings? Because it's important to educate ourselves about the platform. It's important to educate yourself about your business and what it is that you do. How can you be successful in something if you don't know how it works? It just is not going to happen. And for those who are new and has never been on a webinar before, think about it like this. If you have a doctor that wants to perform surgery, but has never went to school, right? The two will never go together. You cannot go into a room and try to perform surgery on someone, but never went to school for it. They need to be educated in that space so that they know what they're doing, right? So not only do we talk about the things that are important with understanding the business, we also talk about why people are failing and the things that people do so that you don't be one of those people, right? And that's important. That's important because when I was in the space in 2015, I wasn't thinking about any of that. So I just was thinking about making money, but I wasn't thinking about all the things that could go wrong, what I can mess up on, how to improve, right? And where to really get started, how to get started. Those things are important. Because when I got into the space in 2015, if I really focused on all of those things, I wouldn't have put $15,000 in someone's hands and thought that I would make $150,000. That would have never happened. But I didn't come into the industry to really understand and learn the industry. I just came in to make money, and you can't do that. You cannot do that. It doesn't happen that way. So we have training so that people can get their mind right, mindset. People can understand the industry and how it works. People can have realistic expectations and really start connecting with like-minded people. That's important. Okay. That's the same reason why people go to college and people go to school, right? If you don't go to school, what happens? Try to keep your kids out of school for 2 months, and what's going to happen? Child Protective Services. Why? Because education is important. If it wasn't important, you wouldn't have CPS knocking at the door. That's a whole fact, right? So this is why education is important. People don't play when it comes to education because that's the key to your success. It's the key, okay? So that's another thing that we do. We also have a Telegram chat. And what we do is we celebrate each other in this Telegram chat, but we also put up important information and we share important information in our Telegram chat. So that's another one of the tasks that we do. We go in there, and it's just to keep people connected, and it's like a small family away from family. You know, you get in there in the morning or in the afternoon during your lunch break, maybe after work, and you go through the chat, scroll up for 15, 25 minutes or so, and you just engage, find out what's going on, what happened for the day, did you miss anything, right? And then we interact with other members of our team, okay? And then another thing that we do is we have a group. This is another one of the tasks. We have a Facebook group. It has 12,000 people currently in it. We engage in the Facebook group for about 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week. Why? Because that's going to help you as well. How does it help you? If you are a newbie or you're a struggling marketer and never made money online, and you see a ton of people posting their results in a Facebook group, what is it going to do for you? How does that help you? How does that help you? In a chat box. How can that help you? It gives you hope. It lifts you up. It motivates you. It keeps you focused. It puts a spark in you. It makes you feel like you're not alone. Yes. In the beginning, when I was struggling online and I started my 90-day blitz, if I had a Facebook group that I can go to where I've seen other struggling marketers making money, oh my gosh, you know what that would have done for me? I didn't have that. But that's so powerful to know that there's like-minded people like you actually making money online. But not only that, in the Facebook group, we talk about and show you why we're making money, the traffic, the people we're congratulating, the success coaches that are helping people to make sure that they're successful. You see all of that in our group. That's important to know that you're not alone. Community is king, it's key. It's not king, it's key, right? And I say this all the time. I'm like, think about it like this. Beyonce, Ellen DeGeneres, who else is Oprah Winfrey, right? We got all of these people, motivational speakers, Les Brown, and all of these people. Think about it if they were doing everything alone. It would never work. Why? They have an entourage to keep things going, keep things flowing. So in business, why are you trying to do everything alone when you can make more noise and be powerful as one, as a team, as a movement? It just makes sense. If we were meant to do things alone, it would not take two people to have a kid. You'll just be having a kid by yourself. Am I right? I'm like, I just be thinking about all of this stuff that's like common sense that I never thought about up until now. If we didn't need other people, why would people have families? Why would there be families if we were meant to do things by ourselves? You wouldn't have a family, it'd just be you. All of these things are aligned for a reason, right? Think about where you work. It would just be you, but it's not. You got managers, supervisors, co-workers, you have executives, right? You have the CEO, you have the vice president, you have some places they have the board, right? They have a board of directors, a board of whatever, right? All of these people are in place for a reason. It's to make things smoother and make them work. And that's the thing. Back in 2015, I was trying to do everything alone. I was trying to figure out everything alone. Mentorship is what took me to the next level, because there's no way, there's too many moving pieces when it comes to business in order for you to get it done yourself. That's a fact. Too many moving pieces. If you're doing it alone, you're gonna, so I can 100% bet you will always miss something. It's just too many moving pieces. I don't care if you're working at McDonald's. You cannot be the cashier, the cook, the supervisor, and the person that delivers the food. It's never going to happen. You can't be at the register and be at the Grubhub delivering it. Never going to happen, right? So I've had these light bulb moments throughout the years. And what I did was I took all of the trainings that I've ever purchased, all of the things that I've learned over the years through trial and error, took out all the garbage and gave SSM life. Just gave you guys the things that were important in order to be successful. Not only that, I gave it to our team step by step, a blueprint, an actual blueprint, right, on paper where you could, because this is how I started, where you could print it out and check off your daily routine of what to do every single day, step by step, in order to have success. And it goes to show you it's working. Why? Because in 7 months, we've paid over $1 million in payouts to our members. And we have 2,500 members currently on our team, a part of SSM. We're giving hope to people. We're inspiring people, motivating people. We're educating people, and people are getting paid. That's just like a whole bowl of success, if you ask me. An entire bowl of success. So if you decide to get started with the opportunity, you have to just be willing to follow directions, stay consistent, and follow directions. I said follow directions twice because that's the thing. That's one of the things that's hard for people to do. Follow simple directions and stay consistent. I'm not here to tell you that it's going to happen overnight. I'm not here to say you're going to make $1 million tomorrow. What I can say is that if you're willing to learn something new, you want to build a business, you want to have some success that can grow into much success, you're in the right place, okay? Because that's how it happened for me. 2016, I made my first $50,000 in profit. 2017, I doubled it. 2018, tripled it. All by doing the same things day in and day out, day in and day out. Until the point, I remember my mentor told me, once it starts, it's like a snowball effect. It keeps rolling and it gets bigger and bigger. You can't stop it. And he was right. He was absolutely right. It was one of those things, like once it started rolling, it was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my, is this real? Is this real? Is this, I kept saying that to myself, is this real? Is this real? Yes, it was real. Yes. But I worked my behind off. I didn't take a break. I didn't stop and start something else. That's another thing. I stayed focused. We have so many people, they smell a little bit of success, just a little bit, and they're off to the next thing. You can't do that. You cannot be one of those people. Because this is what happens. And I tell people this all the time. Let me tell you what happens when you do that. This is a truth, okay? You get a little bit of success, right? You start building a little momentum. Then you go off to something else, right? You're going to have a few people follow you from the success that you had when you first started off right. But guess what? That's going to quickly dwindle down to nothing. And then you'll be off to the next thing. You know why? You know why? You're not branding yourself properly. You know how you're branding yourself? As a person that moves on to every shiny object that's out there. That's how you're branding yourself. People see that. People don't like that, because what they're going to think is the moment that they're with you, 3, 4, 5 months later, you're going to be off to something else, and you're going to leave them hanging. That's what they're going to think. When you're doing that, bouncing and that moving around, that's what comes to people's mind. Oh, you must have left that other opportunity because it doesn't work. That's what they think. And so now you have this little group that you built up from the beginning. Yeah, you'll have about 5, maybe 10 people that'll sign up with you in the next program. But I'm telling you, it's not going to get you as far as you want to go. It's not. I've tried it. And not only that, I know people that's been doing that, and they're still hopping around 5, 10 years later, still can't have their first $1,000 day, because they're always moving taking that one little team of 25, maybe 35 people with them. And then guess what? Dwindles down to nothing. And here they go, moving again. I promise you, that's the way it works. That's why I tell people for one whole entire year, I focused on one opportunity. I built the following. And then when I moved to something else and added something else, I had people that followed me because I had built it up. I didn't jump in 2, 3 months, 4 months, jump to something else. I didn't do that. People have really bad habits, and those bad habits is what keeps people stagnated. And you know what's so crazy is that when I'm telling my story and I'm letting people know what's going to happen, they don't believe me until it happens and it's too late. And then they come back. And when you come back, you're starting all over again. Because now you have to clean up your reputation. You have to clean up your integrity. And then now you got to find a whole new following, people that didn't see all of the stuff that you done messed up on by skipping around from one program to the next. So now you're trying to build all over from scratch. That's one thing I can say. A lot of people say to me, Amanda, you know why I like you? I remember when you first started, you really stick with a program. When you see something good, you stick with it and you make sure that your members have everything that they need. Nobody wants someone that has a shiny object syndrome. They're here, there, everywhere. You get a little bit of taste and then boom, you're off to the next road. Get a little taste, up, off to the next street. Up, get a little bit of taste, off to the next circle. What and what? Why? Why? With affiliate marketing, working from home, online businesses, you have those ups and downs. That's a part of it. But what you want to do is you want to build it to where when you have your ups, they're real high. So as an example, I would have, when I first started out, I would have some months where I wouldn't make $1,000. It'd be like I did $700 for the month. And I'm like, oh, here we go with this nonsense, right? But then the following month, I would make $5,000. Damn, that was enough for the next 2 months. So, you know, it all balances out. But just because I had a bad month, I didn't go off and run to another opportunity. You know, some people, they get all bent out of shape. Oh gosh, I got to find something else. That's the way the space works. And then I started to notice I'll have a $1,500 month. And then there was a month I had an $8,000 month. $8,000 is enough to hold me off. That was enough to hold me off for a couple months, but I was still making money. And then I started to realize that that's how the space works. But what you want is when your ups are ups and your downs are down, it all equals out. But you cannot do that when you're bouncing around to every shiny object that's out there because it looks good. It smells good. The owner looks good. It doesn't matter. If you have all of the material and things that you need in one space, work it until you build it up. How would you know? How do you know when something is built up and and you can actually move forward to something else? How do you know? The money is consistent. You have people reaching out to you every day about your opportunity. Every day. That's how you know. If your money is not consistent, where you're getting paid daily or weekly, you don't need to be going anywhere. You need to just really stay focused on what it is that you're learning so that you can apply more and you can get further and better with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. A lot of people don't understand reinvesting. They invest in themselves once. They make money and they spend it on a fancy restaurant. How are you doing that? You have to reinvest in yourself at least 6 months, at least. If you want to make, let's just say the average person want to make $5,000 a month, right? How do you do that? If you invest in yourself, let's just say $1,000, then you make back 500. Out of the 500, you put in $200. You make another 4. Out of the 400, you put in $100. You're doing yourself you cannot get to $5,000 a month like that. You cannot do that. And we talk about these things. Depending on where you want to be in your life financially, you have to make some hard decisions and you have to stick with them. I tell everybody this: working on your business 6 months straight to a year straight to build a full-time income is way better than staying at a job waiting for a 50-cent raise. Any day, any day. I would rather work on my business for a full year than stay at a job waiting for a $1 raise. It just makes no sense. I'm not doing that. I was at a job making $1,080 every 2 weeks. I know I tell the story all the time. $1,080 every 2 weeks. And I was working over 60 hours a week. My job required traveling, setting up conferences, okay? And I was administrative assistant. I had like 4 hats. Wasn't getting a raise. $1,080 every 2 weeks. That was after taxes. Just enough to pay my bills, never enough to take a vacation. When I had my 2 weeks vacation, which was once a year, I was able to go to the movies, go to some fancy restaurants, take my kids to their dentist appointments, not travel. No, I wasn't getting on a plane to go anywhere. Why? Because the plane tickets for me and 2 children was about $800. Where am I going? Nowhere. Okay? I'm not spending $800 to get on a plane so that when I get there, I can be broke because I didn't make enough money. That was not about to be my dream for the next 10 years. That wasn't going to be my, no. That's not going to work. So I'm telling you this to let you know, and then this is another thing. This is a $1 billion industry. $1 billion industry. So it's really up to you if you want a piece of the pie. If you're ready to do the work, remain consistent, stay focused, and do what you have to do. The people here who are having success have made a decision, mindset. They made a decision. That's the first thing. Once they made the decision, they start to implement. Decision, implementation, they implemented and then stayed consistent. Those are the people that you see that are having success. That's what they did. They made a decision. They implemented what they learned and then decided to stay consistent within the business. That's what it takes. So whoever invited you to this webinar, you can get back to them to get the information on how to get started. Okay, we have 5 levels. When you get the link, you can look at the different levels, what's included in those levels. They're all one-time payments. I'm not going to go over them because that's in the link. I want you to get back to the person that invited you. Okay, and you pick where you're most comfortable. I'm not here to tell people, oh, you got to come in at the highest level. I don't believe in that. I believe you come in where you feel most comfortable. What works for you based off of your budget and how bad you want it. Because that was me. If I wanted something bad enough, I went all in. But then sometimes I couldn't afford it. I got 2 kids. So it's really up to you. Okay. Once you come in, you're going to get a login username and password. It's going to give you immediate access to the system. When you get into the system, it's going to give you 9 steps. You complete all 9 steps. Whatever you don't understand, you put it to the side for when you speak to your success coach. Everyone gets a success coach to speak to. Depending on what level you come in at, depends on how much time you will receive. At that time, you get all of your questions answered with your success coach. That's basically how it works. All right. So I just want to give that information. It's now 7:52. We're going to wrap it up for this evening. Thanks again so much for coming out to this webinar. Stay inspired, stay blessed. I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. It's right around the corner. Stay inspired, stay blessed. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys.